Hey everyone, welcome back to StarMade. Kind of putting around on our light missile ship right now, kind of overlooking the outpost that we're working on. As you can see, some progress has been made, bringing up the walls, setting up the rooms, adding some detailing on the outside of the walls, just so they're not plain and flat anymore. Worked on the bridge a little bit, added, well, you can't see it because of the glass glitch. If I get too close to certain things while looking through glass in a spaceship, things tend to disappear. But anyways, I'm working on the bridge a little bit towards the actual, I guess, airstrip tower, and added some struts. I guess you could say they're struts to the flooring, and put some storage units to give it a nice green glow to mark out pathways to certain areas. This first area that we're building, this is kind of the service area. So there's going to be power supply here, power management, and then the upper floor, I think we're also going to have some type of utility area. The lower section, of course, is the factory. And then this new little addition is going to be the access point for light fighters. Once we get to that point, it's going to they're more like utility more than anything, light base defense. And that'll be a runway, and it'll go downwards into a hangar where they'll be docked. They'll be, of course, too small, much smaller than the ship we're currently flying, and this is considered a light class for sure. So they're going to be doing little damage, really lightly armored, probably no shields, just quick little zippy things that will go pew 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 at our enemies if we had, any coming by. And then eventually, of course, we're going to be moving all of our stuff out here towards the inside. But for now, I need to actually scout around, look for some more supplies as always, and then we can get back to working on this thing. Next episode, I do want to build another ship, take a break from expanding our base, but I do want to try and get a lot of our base completed this episode specifically. See if I can't just warp on over towards this shop. It's looks like it's in range, so we can go exactly there, which is kind of nice. Let's open up our nav menu, make sure there's no pirates nearby that we have to shoot. So yeah, again, if you guys have any specific room suggestions, you can let me know. This first district of our outpost is utility. The next district will probably be military, and that'll be the hangars, the command room, and meeting rooms of that sort. And then we'll go to residential probably. And then I don't know where to go from there. Who knows? Maybe some planetary defenses or things like that, so defensive turrets of some sort, or more shipbuilding. Who knows? So I need some power storage blocks to finish out our pathways underneath those struts. We need probably some more storage containers. My inventory is full. I really should have dumped out some inventory before we came here, and this is getting full as well. It's no good. Let's dump some soil. Some of this stuff that I'm not really using at the moment. Not using any of the red hulls, not using thrusters, not using any cannons. How about down here? That's fine to keep for now. Open up our shop again. What was I getting? I was buying these. So storage. Let's check some hulls. Yeah, we need to buy a bunch more of the black variant. Then I'm thinking that the color of everything is going to change for different districts. So this utility is going to be black, kind of white, strutting, and then maybe the military will be a bit more red and orange with some, oh, let's go with blue strutting maybe. And then residential will be blue or white. I don't know. We'll again cross that when we get to it. Let's get some glass because we're adding some windows here. And oh, I need also some brown hull. And from there, I think we're pretty much good. We'll kind of hop back to base. Let's see if there's any stations nearby first, though. It's undiscovered. While we're charging our hyperdrive, we can head in this direction. See if there's anything cool. Maybe some pirates or another cool derelict that we can look at for maybe some good inspiration for our build. Still nothing on the radar. Things usually pop in about 4 kilometers out in terms of radar, so we have a little bit of ways to go. Okay, so there's a pirate station, and it has a bunch of stats. In fact, I'm going to start strafing because that looks like a really strong station. It's got, 2.7 million shield, 5.5 million structure, 22 million armor. I really don't want to mess with that. So let's just target our home planet again. Keep charging our thing. Get in range, because I think our jump range is only about 14 kilometers right now. If I added more modules, I'm sure we could get it farther, but it would probably take longer to charge. And this is, again, a light craft. Preferably, you would probably attach it to a carrier, and the carrier would probably have a long jump range. Alright, so we can jump about 15, it looks like, for sure, so that's pretty nice. Nice thing too, since we've been working on our base and I added those doors, it kind of created something to show up on the navigation panel, which means I can really easily find the right side of the planet. There initially, it was a bit of a chore because there was nothing marking it, and I would have to check almost all 12 sides every time. But now, I just kind of pop in and head on over. It looks pretty cool from a distance for sure. The more complex and layered it gets, the better everything is going to be. So we'll go ahead and plop down. Oop, little hard landing, but that's okay. Can't wait till we actually have a hangar bay for this thing. We'll hop on over. As you can see from the factory, I added some caution stripes for the door. It still opens pretty much the same. Pretty cool though. Though, because these are ships, I think one of them is upside down, because as you can see, this caution one is flipped. And I think that's just from the orientation of how I snapped them on, it became a bit of an issue. So that's something to learn from. If you guys are planning to use rails, make sure to snap them on the same direction so that they will fit together. Let's see, this is going to be the factory. That's what I kind of want to work on. Let's try and finish this thing up real quick. So it's going to be a bit of a domed or arched roof structure, not a peaked roof like in normal construction. So let's run our support beams here. Yeah, just like that. Is there any way I can make this mirrored? Is this the center point right here? I think so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So let's just set that right here so things can be built in some sort of common fashion. Let's go 2 there, and then we'll go 3 here, and another 3. So we can get a low dome going. Bring that up 2, over, up and over. I'll just delete that as soon as I turn off symmetry mode, because for now it's going to be on. And then let's go ahead and bridge this spot, like a nice spine. Any other section that I want to bridge? Maybe here when we work on our slants. Go ahead and add them in just to see what everything looks like. Not bad. Then of course we need our black hull. What does this look like from the inside? Yeah, that looks right. And then to bring this spine up to match that. I forgot to buy my triangle pieces that I need for this area. Some of these need touched up a little bit. And the question is, do I bring this down and try and merge it to this, or what? I could, but it might start to look a little busy on the front. Started to do stuff like that. Let's get rid of these. Place them with the black, and I might end up doing some sort of overhang here. I might not have time. Let's just keep adding. So here is the section that I wanted to have go all the way across. Then how about we add some sort of almost like a ventilation thing there. That looks pretty cool. Let's bring in the black shapes again for our roof. Maybe even throw in some skylights at some point as well. And bring up this wall. That looks pretty interesting, if I say so myself. Let's add our triangle on this side. Actually, that needs to be lower. And then we can flip it upside down. Kind of complete some type of arch illusion there. We need an upside down piece for this. Looks like I need a solid there. Starting to look like a little bit of a factory, though it looks like this is a bell sprout face, which is a little weird. I need to think about adding stuff over there to make that look a little bit better, because right now it just looks a little weird to me. Let's go ahead and get rid of our symmetry so we can clean this spot up. Rotate this around. And then I think I can just do this to simulate something that's coming up here to support that. Doesn't look bad. Trust me, it could look a whole lot worse for what we're going for. I also need to add glass to our windows. Where's the glass that I just bought? There it is. And so just throw that in there. And there. Is there another window? Yes. So you can see we have a lot of room, space for some type of power maintenance or a shield maintenance room, and then this is something. This large room needs to be something specific and cool. Let's see, I don't like how that kind of just sits there like that. Let's try and do something a little bit more interesting with it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this whole section so you guys have something fresh to look at. And then we'll call it an episode from there. So I'll be right back. Hopefully this whole building will be done. I'm not sure about the walkway here because this is probably going to take a little bit of engineering to connect to the military side. Yeah. So I'll be right back, and you guys will hopefully have a finished structure to look at. Alright everyone, so I worked for quite a while, and the outer skeleton of this district of the Outpost is pretty much complete. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick tour. We're going to do this in first person just so you guys can see kind of the size of everything a little bit better. This giant dark room, of course, the factory's going in there, and I'll be doing that off camera, connecting all the piping and trying to make it as automated as possible so we can produce things at a much quicker rate. We have our awesome tower, which, you know, from ground level, I mean, it's pretty imposing, which is pretty nice. We have our outer connecting hallway here with plenty of lighting and some windows. I believe this room will end up being the power management room. This room will end up being the shield management room. This one, not quite sure, maybe just base operations. Like maybe life support and stuff like that. And of course this connecting hallway, which would lead into the more military district. And if we come out back to the first, it's almost like a battlement, you could say. It's just a flat patio section here. And come around this way, we can come up to the tallest section, and this is something. I don't know what to put in here. You guys can let me know if there's some type of utility that I'm kind of missing here. We have power, shield, life support. Yeah, I don't know what would be in here, but it's a pretty big open area. I could make it into a generator room if I wanted to, just put some power generation and things like that. Less consoles, but I figured that would be pretty dull if I did it in that route. Up here in the control tower, once we start working up here, we have the beginnings of the elevator that will be taking us up to the top floor, which will be pretty cool. And that's about it. I'm glad it happened to turn daytime. A little bit convenient. And of course, our bell sprout is weird as always. I might have to redesign that because it's slightly bugging me, but if it's not too bad for you guys, I might keep it just so we can move on to different areas. And we'll go ahead and do a quick little flyby so you guys can see all the caution tape and things like that, because it's the more power management side, which is pretty cool. At least that's the theme I'm going for. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you guys are enjoying the build series, let me know in the comments down below. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do a lot more building and creative stuff, though maybe at some point we'll have to move on to some other types of games. You can only be creative for so long before you get a little bored of doing it every day. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. You guys have a good one.